Hello, hi, I'm Dr. Gurung. I'm a consultant psychiatrist. Today I managed to finish this lovely book, The Intelligent Trap. This was one of the books that I wanted to read for a long time, but finally managed to finish it. Just to keep it very short and simple, I just want to reflect this book on three different genres or topic that I have been able to get from this book. The three different parts that I'm going to discuss today is the first thing I want to discuss, which I found quite interesting in this book, is we believe intelligence or IQ that we are born with. We believe that it's genetic, but I've also realized that even having a genetic kind of thing with our intelligence, and there is also a big element of environment as well as the place that you have grown up. And in this book, one of the things that which I also find it very interesting is the culture also has a very big impact in growing and nurturing our intelligence. Like countries like UK and US or the Western education system, they focus more on getting the right answers, and sometimes that can also hindrance the growth. uh, in the Western kind of education system, it's regarded that everyone is special. Whereas I find it quite interesting if you look at the culture from Japan or China, where they focus on collective kind of intelligence, and they try to enhance the concept of having some difficulty in the education. Moving forward, one of the things that I'm going to take into consideration is it needs to be a hybrid kind of system. There's no any right and wrong way of doing things, but it needs to have integration of both the things. Um, while thinking of this intelligence, I'm also aware that we need to be aware of our bias, blind spot, prejudice, and biases is one of the things, and it can also be contaminated by our error baseline knowledge. um, on this first topic, I've also realized that there's a difference between having intelligent and having a rational kind of thing pattern. The rationality comes with the practical knowledge, so this needs to be balanced. So on the first point, which I find it quite interesting in this book, is it explores the intelligence based on different cultures and different environment, how we are born, and our education, the impact of education in our own intelligence. Now the second thing which I find it quite interesting in this book is there's something called expert. And being myself an expert with psychiatry and a consultant psychiatrist, I'm aware that there are certain practice that I need to be aware of. There's something called earned dogmatism. That means that the more that we are expert in some areas, there's a tendency to have close mind, um, which also comes with entrenched kind of rigid and fixed kind of thing. In order to deal with it, uh, constant meta hot cognition is needed, and to avoid having this functional stupidity if there's no any kind of like self inculcation. So we I need to be aware that despite being an expert, I need to have the humility as well as the curiosity in order to keep myself fresh. So this is the second point which I've learned from this book. The third point which I want to talk about this book is there's something called Peter principle. That means that sometimes we believe that our current knowledge of in our current job would be sufficient enough to deal with the future job that we are hoping for, but there's a gap. And for that, I'm also aware there's something called Solomon principle. That means that sometimes we also need to be very reflective in our own ability of our current level, and the level that we need to reach. And for that, there are certain things that we need to be aware of. We also need to be aware that we are not an individual kind of creature. We work in a group kind of setting. So for that, we also need to be aware of collective insightfulness. For collective insightfulness, the thing that we actually need is correct balance of our team. Sometimes having too much of intelligence within, or ability within a team, is also going to hamper the dynamic of a team. So the last thing I want to take from this book is something called tolerance of ambiguity. That means that, just to be comfortable in uncertainty and to tolerate with that, and not to go with a fast kind of solution. So these are some of the things that which I'm going to take from this book moving forward. So just to recap, there are three things that I'm going to take from this book. Number one is intelligence are not inert. It can be enhanced with neuroplasticity and continuous kind of reflection. Number two is I'll be aware, having an expert in certain field, I still need to be humble in order to expose myself to the areas of my limitation and how to constantly grow on that. Number three is there's something called the group dynamics and the group intelligence, which I need to incorporate in my day-to-day activities. Thank you very much.